Welcome back to Raised on Dialup, episode 3. I'm Casey and my co-host Tony. Make sure y'all, if you do like the video, hit that like button down below, subscribe. Just keep tuning in with us, man, here on Raised on Dialup.
So what's been going on, man?
Not much, man. How you been lately? How's everything been going just in general?
Man, not too bad, man. Just been chilling, going over a lot of things lately, doing things for the podcast,
Yeah,
But outside of that, man, been kind of bored. Just been not much, man. It's that time of year, you know what I mean? So
snow and
nothing.
everything.
I mean,
Yeah, I
just
get it.
like today, it's raining outside, it's gloomy. It's just that time of year, man. So I'm just kind of bored. But the good thing is we got a lot of things to do nowadays when we're inside.
Yeah, I mean, we got plenty of like games to play, our phones, everything. We can
Yeah.
doom scroll all day long, but like it does make you think like before, remember when we were kids, we didn't have any of that stuff.
No,
So
we
like,
we didn't have none of that, man. And I mean, we went so far out to be like when we were outside, what we would do is we would build our own forts outside, like it was our own
you
house.
used to build your own forts too, right?
Bro, who
Yeah.
didn't? If you
Oh my
lived in
god.
the 90s, man, we were fort building
Yeah.
elites. I mean, at least that's what we thought.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think that the forts that I made were elite because I used to have like old pallets and stuff like that, and
I mean, yeah, in all actuality, OSHA would have shut our shit right now.
for sure, for sure. And the walls were made out of just sticks and branches that we stuck into the ground and put it up against. There was no actual like
There was
it was
structural
there was no
integrity.
structure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
there was
no,
no
for sure,
structure.
bro. But we thought it was like all you needed was a lounge chair and some snacks, bro, and
Yeah.
and you were top tier,
Let me get my bag of Doritos and the fold out chair that I found, in the basement or something.
That's all you needed, bro. And there was like a hierarchy to it too. You know what I'm saying? Like if you weren't allowed in the club unless you helped build the fort.
Yeah, no, I've had plenty of times where it was me and one other person would build the fort,
Yeah,
and then we would let, friends know, and the next thing you know, it's like, well, let's go check it out. And, for us, we put in the work, so you can come see it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
But you couldn't chill.
don't come here unless I'm here.
No, no.
Yeah.
And this is just one of the things that we kind of did back in the day to cure our boredom. You know what I'm saying? Before that, we had to use our imagination.
Yeah.
We just had imagine. And when you were stuck in the house, that was even worse. And I think we actually have a segment on today's episode about that boredom. So maybe we'll come back to that topic here in a little bit. And
Absolutely.
and until then, we'll jump on to something else, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else we got going on today, bro?
So, per usual, headlines on hard drive.
Okay,
You know how we like to keep people updated on not the past, but also the present.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
And there's always something going on.
for sure.
So recently, I know you had said something about Logan Paul sold a card, right?
Bro, and let me explain why. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not a Logan Paul fan, and I wasn't a huge Pokemon person.
Is that what he sold? Was it a Pokemon
He
card?
sold a Pokemon card, I guess back in like 2021 or something like that. He bought a Pikachu PSA 10 Illustrator card for like $5 million.
5 million.
That's how much he bought it for. Guess how much he sold it for?
I'm gonna say 7 million.
16 and a half.
16.
$16.49 million.
So he sold it for more than double.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, he sold it for double and then almost double again.
Was it? So what gets me is who has that kind of money? One, yeah, you have the money. I get it. You're a collector, but to spend that much money on a card.
Yeah, and the reason why I thought this was a cool topic was because, like I said, I mean, I was a little bit older than the Pokemons when they came out,
Yeah.
but I know that Pokemon was a very big thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's huge.
And
I had plenty of cards.
yeah, and I was more of a sports card person,
Okay.
but Pokemon was huge. And my little brothers had a lot of the Pokemons, and to think that they are so valuable now, honestly, it blows my mind. And that's why I thought it was a cool line for headlines on hard drive today, because it kind of relates to now and obviously back in the day.
Yeah, and the craziest part is that now a lot of these cards that came out then in the 90s, for the most part, yeah, the price of them you could make money off of them, but nowhere near what they're making today.
I mean,
Like
it's
16 million is insane.
I think they said it's like the highest Pokemon card ever sold. It's through the roof through the records.
But
You know what I mean?
can he build a fort with that card though?
He cannot.
He can't build a fort with it.
With that
I'd rather
card,
take 16 million and just go make me the craziest fort ever. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
lying. It's gonna be a house, but I'm saying it's still like 16 million is a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean that card's worth more than his morals.
Yes. Yeah. Hey.
But it kind of, so actually Logan Paul being in the first headline kind of leads us to our second headline in a sense. So I don't know if you remember, but back at the end of like 2024, Logan Paul's brother Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson. So that kind of brings us to our next topic. Mike Tyson in the headlines again. Not for something bad. He's got
That's
an
good.
exhibition fight where he's going to fight Money Mayweather
Mm.
in, I think, the Congo in Africa.
Oh, it's an out of the country fight.
Yeah, yeah, it's in the Congo in Africa.
Now, why would they? I mean, I don't really want to question too much why they would put it out there. I'm just happy knowing that it's outside of the United States for one. But what I'm hoping for is that it's not a stage. I still believe that the Jake Paul and Tyson fight was staged.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? We've seen Tyson back in his prime. They show clips of him still. His prime fighting was elite, bro.
elite,
Elite.
and it's one of those things. It's kind of got the same pattern as to what the Jake Paul Tyson fight had. Like it was originally scheduled for one time, and now it's being pushed back. Like it was originally scheduled for March, and now it's being pushed back. And they did that with the Jake Paul fight a bunch of times.
They do it with a lot of the
So
big
I,
name
I
fights.
wonder if they're just, if that's just the, building up the anticipation for it and all that. It was for me, it's very nostalgic because we grew up watching Tyson.
Yeah,
I mean, he was the biggest, he was one of the biggest, and still is one of the biggest sports stars to ever walk the face of the earth.
yeah. Tyson
And
was
that
Michael
was our
Jordan.
time.
Tyson was Michael Jordan of the boxing era. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
yeah, for sure. And so, I thought it was interesting. Mike Tyson fought at like heavyweight exclusively when he was in his prime, which is
Yeah.
200 plus pounds, and Mayweather fought in between 130 and like 155. So there's a big difference, and I think that's why it's just an exhibition.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I didn't know neither. They're not far off in age. I thought Tyson was a lot older than what.
I did too.
Yeah, there's only like I think Tyson's 59 and Mayweather's 48.
Oh, so he's up there with him then.
Yeah,
That's not far.
and don't get me wrong, it is in the terms of boxing, it's a lot, but
Yeah. But I mean,
you
it's
know,
just it all depends on how they're conditioning themselves too.
yeah,
But I mean, I guess out of the whole situation, I just really hope that it's not aired on Netflix
yeah,
because I'm not with the way Netflix before it used to be regular cable. You know how things were when we were growing up. If it wasn't on cable, it was on pay-per-view.
yes,
And you had to buy to get it. You know what I mean? That's how we always knew when we weren't gonna be able to watch something. It all
yeah, for
depended
sure.
on
It was pay, yeah,
if
if it was
somebody's
on
gonna
pay per
pay.
view, we went, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, I get it now. It's on Netflix. Netflix is a big, streaming platform. But when you have something like that on a platform like that, and you had millions of people trying to watch that same thing,
it
you know,
didn't
as much
work.
as I with the Jake Paul and Tyson
It
fight,
didn't work.
it was
It was
buffering, it was
buffering every
freezing.
two
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah, it was
So
bad.
let's
I
hope it
remember we were sitting here watching it with a couple friends of ours, and I fell asleep. I fell
waiting for
asleep.
it to load.
Yeah, yeah.
Waiting for it to buffer.
Waiting for it to buffer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's one of those things. Like, yeah, it definitely needs to be on a streaming platform that can handle that type of volume
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it was definitely annoying the first time.
Absolutely.
So on to our next title.
Yeah,
Our
man.
next headline. I'm sorry.
So I mean, I don't know if you heard, but it's been all over the place. Lil Jon's son. So at first they said he was missing, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy because nobody knew why he would be missing. I didn't. Yeah, I had to go try and dig and see what I could find.
Yeah.
But then they ended up finding his body,
Yeah.
and it turned into a homicide.
Is it a homicide now?
I think from what I've read, they're considering it a homicide.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because of the condition they found him in or,
Okay.
who they tell. Yeah, whatever.
term is that, right?
But yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like his son. Yeah, his son recently passed.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to
Rest in
Lil Jon's
peace.
son.
We have our condolences. Our hearts go out to Lil Jon and his family.
Yeah.
I know the kid's name is Nathan Smith. He was also into the rap game or producing. He
Mhm.
went by DJ Young Slade.
Yeah.
So it's never something that we want anybody to go through. That's not what we talk about and stuff usually here on the podcast. But
Right.
definitely our hearts go out to the family, and we want to pay our respect and give our flowers to Lil Jon because he was actually part of our childhood. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a big part of our childhood as far as like the way he affected the culture and the trends that went through.
Oh, he saw huge trends.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Yeah.
I
I mean, Dave Chappelle picked up on that and made a whole bit.
I mean, it was a whole thing. I mean, everybody was going around screaming, "What? yeah,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know. And so, yeah, it was definitely one of those things that, he definitely influenced our culture. So, we've known Little John for, and I actually found out that that actually happened before the Super Bowl. That his son went missing and they found him. I just now seeing it in the news,
Yeah.
and but it's just one of those things that actually happened a couple weeks ago, right before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, see, that's wild too. And that's how much of an impact a lot of these other things have on us to where even though it's going on and they probably were putting it out there that he was missing, the
Everything
Super
else
Bowl and
just
everything else kind of just sent that all by the wayside. You
it
know what I mean?
definitely
Like
did.
you weren't gonna even pay attention to that as much as you would now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for sure, for sure. So once again, shout respects out to Lil Jon.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I think that's about all we got for headlines on hard drive today.
Headlines, yeah. Yeah.
We'll move on to our next little segment. We like to call this segment "Who Let Us Do That." And so, Who Let Us Do That is a segment where we talk about the things that we used to do back in the day, or even the things that our parents did, and that was just acceptable. Everybody did it as a parent, all the kids did it, that are completely unacceptable today, or they don't even exist.
There's so many.
I mean, yeah,
There's so many.
we could make our list go on and on for days about this. So we
Yeah.
picked out a couple.
Yeah. Good ones too.
Yeah.
Good
We picked
ones.
out a couple. When it comes, let us know what you think about these, and let us know how you feel about our opinions to these topics.
Mm.
But the first one that we have is just the simple fact that we used to play outside for hours on end with no supervision at all.
Every day. Any chance that we got, we were out, we were gone, we were with the older kids. Those were pretty much, I guess, the babysitter. Not even the babysitters, they were just the ones that your parents, they were the other like neighborhood kids.
Yeah,
Your
they-
mom, your dad, they trusted that you were going to be good to go because this kid was like 4 years older than you.
Yeah, I mean, your parents trusted that kid to keep you alive.
Exactly. And not that the kid knew it. The kid didn't know that.
Yeah, he didn't. He had no clue that was his
He
responsibility.
just thought like, all right, this
until
little
something
kid's good.
happened. Yeah, until
Yeah.
something happened.
And then you
Yeah.
get brought back home. Like, here's your kid. Sorry, his head's bleeding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was one of those things, dude. We just stayed outside, especially on the weekends. Like, yeah, after school we'd be outside till the streetlights came on. But on the weekends, man, we'd be out as soon as the sun came up, or as soon as we heard another kid outside. We were outside, and we didn't come back in until the streetlights came back on. We may come in and get dinner,
Yeah.
but if we didn't even come in and get dinner, then our parents just assumed we ate somewhere else.
I mean, we were pretty much like dogs, man. We would come home to eat. You know what I mean? And that
Yeah.
was it. And I remember that it was to the point where our neighborhood that I lived in was so close knit
Yeah.
that all the neighbors knew each other. That even at nighttime, if our parents and the neighborhood, like all the neighbors were out and on the porches, because it's how it used to be.
Right. Yeah,
They used to be out on the
everybody's
porch.
There's
You know what I
nothing
mean?
else to do.
If all the parents were outside, then all us neighborhood kids, we'd be up and down that street.
So everybody knew where it was anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and it would be streetlights would already be on.
Yeah. Once streetlights came on, yeah, that was one of those things. Yeah, you could definitely be outside if everybody
Yeah.
else was outside and stuff. Yeah, but before the streetlights came on, I don't think I really had boundaries.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, because our
boundaries.
parents didn't know where we were, regardless. There was no phone, there was no Life 360, there was none of that. So there was no way for them to track us and know where we was. They just assumed that we were being good, we weren't getting in trouble,
Yeah.
and we were okay, like we weren't physically injured.
Meanwhile, we're either across town or deep in the woods somewhere building forts or something.
Yeah, building forts.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, they had no clue what we were actually doing.
And a lot of the times it was pretty risky business because even though, we're still alive now, we were doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
we were
Crazy
building ramps just so we could jump off of them with our bikes, knowing the ramp was a rickety piece of plywood.
Me and my brother caught the woods on fire, and then we caught a substantial amount of the woods on fire. So it was one of those things, like, bro, they had no clue what we were out there doing. It was so bad that TV produced a commercial asking the parents, was like, remember that commercial where they were like, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your
You know where your kids are?
You
Yeah.
know? And so it's like, bro, they had no clue where we are. It was so bad that TV had to make a commercial about it. Like, find your kids.
And meanwhile, you got your parents at home watching it like, yeah, I know my kid's at his friend's house. And I'm the kid. I'm really, me and my friend are in the woods with some other friends, built the fire.
Yep.
And the one time we took a can of cream corn.
Mm.
And yeah, so you know where I'm going with this.
Didn't open it.
Just threw it in the fire.
Oh my goodness.
And when they threw it in the fire, everybody starts booking it, right?
All right.
And at first I'm like, well, you threw a can of corn in there, so what?
Can corn.
But then they're yelling at me to get back to run. They were like, it's gonna pop.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shoot. So I booked it behind a tree, and there was one kid, I don't know if he just didn't understand what was happening or if he just wasn't scared. He sat there. in front. He's he wasn't like right up where the fire was, but he
But
was
close
like
enough.
maybe 4 feet away,
Close enough.
sitting there, just watching it. Meanwhile, we're all back here like somebody just threw a grenade, which pretty much is what it
For
was.
sure.
And that thing blew up, and that kid had cream corn, hot cream corn.
I bet it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet he was. Oh man, I bet he's fucked up.
Yeah, we were good. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was not. So yeah, that was just one of the things that we did back in the day that it just doesn't happen like that nowadays.
Nah.
And not to say that kids nowadays aren't out without knowing where their parents are, because I'm sure there are kids. We know that every neighborhood has some badass kids. The kids don't know where they are. But that kid does have a cell phone in their pocket, and so if their parents wanted to call them, they could easily call them.
They call them, and they can just look at where their location is.
Yeah, and we didn't have none of that.
There's
So that's why that doesn't fly these days.
Yeah, there's no risky business anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, so the bus stops.
Mm.
So when we were kids and had to go away for the bus stops for me was like a whole different part of the morning. It
100%.
was either where when you had your new outfit on, that was the fashion show to stop at because there's plenty of other kids there.
Mhm.
Or it was the bus stop. Kids are getting into the fights at bus stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the bus stops were like prison yard.
Yeah, they were.
They really were. And to make it even worse, bro, there was no benches, there was no shelter, there was none of that. It was just a group of kids standing around like little orphans, and waiting for the bus. And it was one of those things. Remember when the first kid would hear the bus, but nobody else seen it, and there's always that one kid who's seen the bus or heard the bus first,
Yeah,
and nobody else seen it.
yeah. I mean, for me, I think so. This is probably the most embarrassing time for me at a bus stop. So I was at a bus stop, and it was a new bus stop for me. So my first year of middle school, I finally got to go to the big kid bus stops. What I thought it was, because it was middle school and high school kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going out to the bus stop again. First day of school, new clothes, trying to be cool like all the rest of the other big kids.
Yep.
And I get to the bus stop, and mind you, my house that I lived in was like 2 houses down from this bus stop.
Uh-huh.
So get there, I'm standing there, I'm thinking it's cool, just keep quiet, whatever. Don't you know, I hear off in the distance somebody yelling my name. I turn around, and it is my mom standing in the front yard in her pajamas, holding up my brown bag lunch.
No, not the lunch, bro.
You forgot your lunch for school.
No.
The embarrassment, the level of embarrassment was off the charts. Because now I'm not going to ignore my mom. One, because
absolutely
everybody knows that that's where I came from, and that's my mom. And two, because I'm gonna get my ass whooped, or not even that. I'm just gonna get embarrassed even more because then they start yelling out the middle name and everything.
Yep.
So
nicknames.
I had to do not the walk of shame because I ran. I had to do the run of shame to go grab that lunch
and get back
to the bus stop before the bus came, and then just got that look from everybody at the bus stop.
You know what's hilarious about that story is we had a kid at a bus stop in Nebraska when I lived in Nebraska. He did the same thing. He had to run back to his house to grab something, right?
Mm.
And as he wasn't like 2 houses down. He was a little bit further.
Okay.
So when the bus pulled up, bus driver didn't see that this kid was missing because he was still way down to his house, right?
Yeah.
So by the time we get loaded and stuff on the bus and we start to take off, this kid's running after us, right? And you couldn't miss the bus. You missed the bus, bro. Not only are you grounded, but now it's a whole it's a whole list of things that come with that.
Yeah, it's a whole new
world. But so he's running after the bus, bro, and there was an apartment complex house right next to us.
Okay.
And there was those big, huge apartment complex mailboxes where there's like a little box for all of them.
Yeah.
And he's running, he's yelling at the bus and just smacks dead into the mailbox, dude.
How do you miss something like that?
He just smacks dead into this mailbox. Yeah, because they're huge, right?
Did he fall out?
Oh, dude, he just fell over and just laid. And then he was still laying there. The bus is just getting further and further away, and the kid's just laying there.
So he got knocked out and missed the bus?
Just laying there. I think he was okay. I think he was laying there because he had no pride and dignity left.
What's left?
Yeah, I mean, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was laid out for a minute. Dude.
Yeah,
he
what
just
else
sat
is
there.
left after that? You missed the bus, you got embarrassed, and you about to get that ass tagged when you get home. You know what I mean? So
and then once you got and then the bus ride was a whole nother story other than bus stops. The bus ride with the kids was kind of a whole nother story. There was like a hierarchy in the bus, inside of the bus.
Well, we all knew
you could sit where.
Where'd all the cool kids sit?
In the back.
In the back.
100%.
that's where the least amount of supervision from the bus driver
You
was.
get away with the most shit.
So much stuff,
Yeah.
throwing stuff out the windows, everything.
Yeah, and so yeah.
All right, so what we got next on this list of things that I don't know how they let us do it.
Yeah. So the next thing that we got on the list is kind of a theme. I think now that what I think about it, is there's kind of a theme going on here. This one is the car safety or the lack thereof car safety that we had when we were growing up, bro. I mean if you seatbelts were optional when we were growing up.
Yeah, when we were little, I remember that the whole seatbelts in the back seat was never really a thing. I mean, yeah, they were there, but it wasn't something that we were told you need. I mean, like maybe when you were little, but when we were older, it got to the point where if you didn't want to wear it, you didn't have to wear it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there was nothing going off saying that you weren't wearing it.
Yeah, and I mean the only thing we had was what would happen if you came to a sudden stop. What would happen?
Oh my God. Yeah, if it was
Your
like
parents' arm comes out.
if it was a quick break, yeah, you
Your
know what I
parents'
mean?
arm would come out. Yeah, that was
It
like
was-
the first real airbag.
Yeah, I mean, it hurt.
You know, they'd smack the shit out of you. I think
But-
sometimes they did just so they could smack us.
Yeah, just finding that
The quit urge, yeah.
when you missed the bus that day.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, we just kind of rolled around in the back like groceries.
Yeah, I mean, well, the parents weren't.
You know what I mean?
The parents weren't any better though, because how many cars did you see, aside from movies, just in general, where it was when you open the door, it was automatic. The seatbelt would come down, and then when you close it, it would come back up. And
Yep.
how many of them did you see where the seatbelt wasn't even attached?
Wasn't even attached. You did. You know what? When I was a kid and I seen those, I automatically assumed it was broke and that there was no seatbelt in that car. To be honest, until I got a little bit older, I realized that they disconnected up there from it. Yeah. I was like, oh, that they actually do have seatbelts. It's just not connected.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't that it was broke. It was that our parents' mindfulness of safety was broke.
They didn't. 100%.
They figured.
I mean, they were in the car. This is back in the time when ashtrays came standard in every car.
Yeah.
And so they were just chiefing cigarettes, and and we were just in the back seat, just with nothing to do, just rolling around. And even worse, back in the day, we used to be able to ride in the backs of trucks.
Yeah,
I mean, that was some good times, but they were. I mean, when you think back on it, it was kind of dangerous.
Oh no, it was super dangerous.
Yeah.
But the freedom that you felt being in the back of somebody's pickup truck while they're driving, like you and a group of friends, or you and somebody else, like
we were like pioneers on the Oregon Trail. You know what I mean? Just in the back of the truck, just chill, yeah, right?
Yeah,
bro. We took when we lived in Florida, we took a camping trip, and on the whole camping trip, me and my brother rode in the back of the truck, and we with all the like camping equipment and stuff, and we just had our lawn chairs just spread out, and it was like a 3-hour drive there. And we're pulling the boat, and so it was super cool, bro. Just that memory of just driving 3 hours in the back of a truck. If it rained,
oh well,
you're out of luck.
Yeah,
you better get as close to the back of the truck as you can and stay as dry as possible.
But I mean, what's crazy is that when we used to do that back in the day, it was never a problem. Like you could pass right by a cop, and a cop would just, you know what I mean? Now you can get maybe halfway down a main street or even a side road. If a cop passes you, even in a country road, and sees you or whoever in the back of a truck, you're getting pulled over immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I feel like to be in today's society, to be honest with you, if it was a parent with a child, and I used to ride in the back of a truck when I was 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
And if it was an 8, 9-year-old now, they'd be like child endangerment. You're getting all types of charges.
Oh yeah, child protective service getting involved.
Yeah, welfare check.
You getting tickets on tickets. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's not the same as it used to be. And it used to be just enjoyable, and now they kind of just took that fun.
Took that fun out of it. Took the fun out of our parents putting our lives in danger.
It's the risky business.
Well, yeah,
it's the
why
risky
did you have to
business.
take that? Why did you have to take that away?
Nah, I swear to God.
Yeah, man. So what we got coming up next, man?
So channel surfing,
Okay.
from the other episodes we did, it seemed to be something that we love. Apparently,
Yes.
because it's so easy to just pull up the stuff that we forgot all about.
Dude, channel surfing is the best.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that they had some of these commercials just refurbished and brought back to TV.
Or if they could even get away with them. If you get away with them, not that we agree with every commercial or anything that we show on here, but even like the cartoon clips and the stuff that we show on here, that they would be considered so offensive and stuff nowadays.
Yeah,
and it's just jokes and it's just comedy, And,
but that's the
how
thing,
how we looked at things.
but that's the thing now is that, well, again, what we consider jokes and comedy now, they consider it just just horrible and bad for these kids' brains and all. And not that, you know, TikToks and all that other stuff isn't already giving these kids brain rot, but they consider our humor to just be not good for public media anymore.
No,
And that's not the case, because it teaches these kids.
well, there were some good things that from back in the day too. I mean, do you remember that a lot of the commercials in they still use these phrases in these little songs and stuff today had a lot of jingles. A lot of the back in the day jingles came a long way, and they are still used today, even if they're not used in a song. People still say the little phrase and whatnot, and
They were catchy.
They were catchy, and you don't see you don't see products and commercials like that, so you don't hear them jingles anymore.
I remember a lot of the not a lot, but most of the products that if you were to bring it up that was from like back in the 90s,
Mhm.
I'll probably only remember it because of that jingle.
Yeah,
Because
mean, yeah.
it got drilled in your head because it was that catchy.
100%. And I think that today we got a couple clips that we want to show you guys to keep it a little bit light for the first couple of them. For the first couple of
For
them.
the first couple.
We're going to go back and we're going to reminisce on some of the jingles. I think you brought one. What was the first one that you brought?
Yeah, so I mean, listen, the jingle was very catchy.
Okay.
And it is one of them catchy jingles that if you were to watch or if somebody were to bring it up, you'd be like, oh, and the jingle would pop up right away in your head.
Uh-huh.
But the context of it, so right, yeah, you know where I was. So
Yeah.
so during the video, you'll hear the jingle and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, kids' toy. But it's just what they're saying
Okay.
that kind of gets me a little bit like, they probably wouldn't put this on TV now because there would be some people like, I don't like that. That doesn't sound good for kids.
Got you. Got you. This is what's the title of this one?
Mr. Bucket.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Mr. Bucket.
All right, man. So here we're going to play it and check it out.
Mr. Bucket!
That's right, I'm Mr. Bucket. I'm Mr. Bucket. Toss your balls in my top, I'm Mr. Bucket. Out of my mouth they won't pop, I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all gonna run, I'm Mr. Bucket. Buckets of fun.
Game's Mr. Bucket. The first to get their balls
Buckets
into
of
Mr.
fun,
Bucket
buckets
wins.
of
But look
fun
out,
for
because the
everyone.
balls will pop out of his mouth.
I'm Mr. Bucket. The balls pop out of my mouth, I'm Mr. Bucket. A ball is what I'm about, I'm Mr. Bucket. We're all gonna run, I'm Mr. Bucket. Buckets of fun.
Mr. Bucket from Milton Bradley.
Buckets of fun.
Oh my goodness, bro. That is so good.
Look, I've brought this up to people so many times when we talked about like old games and toys that we used to play with. And
Uh-huh.
there are some people that have no idea what I'm talking about when I say, do you remember how the song went? And they would remember the toy, but they wouldn't remember exactly what he said in the song.
Buckets of fun for
And,
everyone.
well, yeah, but then when he's talking about, you know, the balls pop out of my mouth, and I'm like, see,
It's Paul's.
yeah.
Like major Paul's these days.
So nowadays, yeah, something like that. I think that they would reword it just so they could put it on TV and it wouldn't sound so offensive.
Yeah. for
Because
sure.
you know how everybody thinks now.
Oh,
They're going to look at that and be like, that's very inappropriate.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny about your clip? We didn't plan this. I want everybody to know we didn't plan this. But
Mm.
my clip is very much relatable
To that one?
To your clip.
Uh-uh.
Check this out.
Okay.
Check this out.
Turn up the fun with ball sack. Turn it up. Put the ball sack balloon in the sack. Blow it up now. Give it a whack. Turn up the fun with ball sack. Hit it. Pour some water too. I'm going real quick and now ain't that cool. Turn up the fun with ball sack.
Check it out.
And here's my little buddy, the ball sack brat.
Us two balls ass, so where is ass?
This is brat. Turn up the fun with ball sack. Turn up the fun with ball sack.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
So I've never even seen that commercial.
Bro, so here's the thing. I remember the toy, but I don't remember them being called ball sacks or Balzac. Just to be clear, they're called Balzacs, but obviously you guys can hear what it sounds like when they're singing the song.
Well, yeah,
I
that's
didn't-
probably what the point of it was.
Yeah, but I had no clue that they were called that. I just remember the toy because remember people put them on the screen and they doom 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 doom.
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't something that I knew that they even had a name for.
I didn't either. It was just a blow up balloon, whatever, a blow up ball, whatever it was.
Yeah, that's wild. I never seen that commercial before.
Yeah, dude. When I found out that that's what it was called and that was the jingle for it,
Yeah.
I was like, I have to show Casey this.
So balls were the theme, I guess, of these commercials.
Unintendedly.
I wonder if it's the same writer for each commercial. He's just trying to
Oh,
figure it out.
yeah,
What
it's
can
just-
I make this one out of? It's
Yeah.
got to do with balls.
It's gotta be a ball. It's gotta be a ball thing. He only took jobs that he could take, that he could write jingles and make balls out.
I wonder if he wrote commercials for Lipton, like the tea bag
Tea bag.
commercial.
Yo, you gotta give me some on that. You gotta give me some on that. That's a good one. Tea bag commercial.
He probably did. He
Yeah.
probably did.
So another jingle thing that we had is something else that you brought.
Yeah, so this one it's not even so much about like anything inappropriate or like the hidden messages.
Okay.
It was just a good jingle because it represented a lot of our childhood.
Okay.
When we grew up, there was, every commercial that we would pay attention to was always about toys.
Yeah.
Things that were vibrant, lighten up or whatever. So I picked this one because it's just more of like a reminiscent kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
All right. Let's check it out.
I don't wanna grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't wanna grow up.
I'm a Toys R Us kid.
They got the best for so much less.
You'll really flip your lid.
Some bikes, two trains, six video games. It's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't wanna grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
Once a Toys R Us kid?
Always a Toys R Us kid.
That's right. That's right. Yo, so that was very much, I mean, being a Toys R Us kid back in the day was like you heard it. People just jingled that, they just sang that little jingle just for,
Just
to-
sing.
as a joke, as a serious thing. Like
Yeah.
there was more than one meaning to that.
And
There was many ways that people would use that.
oh yeah, yeah. And what sucks is that something like that we grew up on, and when the day came that they shut down Toys R Us, like technically for good,
For good.
that was like about as heartbreaking as when they shut down Blockbusters.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think for a little while they even had reopened Toys R Us or talked about opening Toys R Us, and the hype was gone because it wasn't that Toys R Us wasn't a thing anymore. It's just that it was gone for so long and technology took over that who's going to go to Toys R Us now and buy actual toys?
When you can just order them online.
You can, yeah, that too. Yeah, you can order them on Amazon. You don't have to even leave your house. So things like that, just like for its time, were amazing.
Well, because for people who don't understand, Toys R Us would always have like toys on display, toys that you could play with.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost just like being, it was almost like another cool place for us to go when we were out in public as a kid.
Yeah,
And
even if you
so-
didn't buy anything.
Even if you didn't buy anything, because you could always go play the video games. You
Mhm.
could always get a stiff neck playing a video game.
Yeah.
And so it was one of the things. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, that was just one of those
It was-
epic jingles that just stuck with us, and it'll always be around. And there's been spin-offs of it done and everything, so
just a good part of that childhood memory.
yeah, for sure. So that was a very lighthearted
Yeah.
little jingle that we had. And so I don't mean to take it here, but my last little clip is a little bit darker. And so
I'm kind of nervous because I know you had told me you had something for me.
yes, and the reason why I chose this, just to make it very clear, it's not because I like the commercial.
Okay.
I just am showing people what used to be on TV when we were a kid.
Mhm.
These are the type of commercials that we've seen, and they weren't offensive. It was just part of life because,
Right.
in all actuality, it is probably still a lot of people who feel this way. And so, let me just play the clip for you, and let me watch your jaw drop.
I remember this song.
Please give us a pound, or we'll have to pull the trigger.
That was a commercial?
Yes, bro.
Bro, they put a gun in the dog's face.
Did you? I told you I was just gonna sit here and watch your jaw drop, bro. When
That-
I seen that, I was like, no.
That poor dog, bro.
You know what's crazy is even the dog knew that there was something not right about it. The dog was like, "That's
I hope that was a one-take commercial because,
to keep putting the dog through that."
yeah, and keep putting a gun in his face. That was for real a commercial.
Yes, it was by the RSPCA, and that was back in the day because maybe back in the day that's how they euthanize. You know what I'm saying?
I'm wondering how long that commercial was around before they stopped showing it because I feel like a commercial like that you would remember just because of,
I think it was a little bit before us.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so more of like probably like late 80s,
Yeah,
mid
yeah,
80s
well,
type.
yeah, like before, like
Because it's
like
a basic commercial. There's not a lot to it, but the
there's not
message of it is
wild.
just with
When
the
I
fact that
caught
they
that, when I caught that, I did the same thing you do. I was like,
yeah,
that's
because that was
nuts.
just something broadcasted.
That was nuts, dude. I couldn't believe that was something that was put on
Oh,
TV. You know what I mean? So yeah, not to take it to that dark place, but
yeah,
I just
let's
wanted
bring
to,
it back.
yeah,
Let's
let's
bring it
bring it
back.
back, bring it back, bring it back. With that being said, we're going to jump over to our next segment. What we got going on, Casey?
Dial-up shenanigans. The
Yes,
dial-up shenanigans is
yes.
the new segment that we wanted to put on there today. And so what this is just explaining for us, like being stuck in the house during the dial-up days when we didn't have the Wi-Fi and all that, the Wi-Fi and all that. Being stuck in the house, like it's not the same as being outside where you could just go explore, find something to do. Being stuck in the house it was a whole different ball game.
Totally different ball game. I mean, we didn't have 100 different electronics
No,
in our hands. We didn't have hoverboards to scoot around the house on.
none of that.
We had none of that. I mean, we found reckless ways to use our creativity
Oh yeah, for sure.
without getting caught or getting yelled at by our parents. We would push that limit, or we would be, that's when we kind of learned to just be super resourceful as well. When I got a little bit older, I had a game system, but when I was younger, we didn't.
Right.
But I do know one of the things once I got a game system is that we would lock in on that game on a day that we were stuck in the house.
Oh yeah, rainy day, you're on the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was just one of the things. Or watch a movie that we watched a million times.
True, very
Uh,
true.
and it was, yeah,
I think the so the crazy part is when I was younger and on days that we were in the house or when the street lights are on, you're just in the house for the night. So one year we got this giant roll of paper, just a giant roll of paper, and there was so many times that we would draw on it, we would and it was big enough like you could outline like each other on it.
humans.
It was
Right,
big,
yeah.
and you could just
Like the
roll
kind
out.
they had in school, almost like the big rolls of paper.
Yeah, so I think probably what it was. So
Yeah.
you could roll as much out as you wanted. So Aladdin was real big at the time.
Mm.
So
Perfect.
right. So we used to, get that big enough sheet ripped off and then draw on it. And I can't remember if we would draw like the actual carpet or try to make it look like the carpet.
Right.
But then we would take that sheet and stand on top of the coffee table. And we would jump off the coffee table with the roll of paper like this, thinking that it's going to be a whole new world, and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Because it was not a magic carpet. It was in fact just a piece of paper,
Complete opposite.
and right on the floor
Yep.
every time.
And we would keep doing it.
We would keep doing it, and there was never any hope for it to actually fly. But for that like 2-second
We thought
period when you were in the air because you were dropping, that was how we
that's that reckless creativity.
reckless creativity, and it was fun. You know what
Bro,
I mean?
me and my brother, we had these sleeping bags that were like military sleeping bags, and they had hoods on the sleeping bag, right? We used to get in these military sleeping bags, and then the other two people, we'd put one person in the sleeping bag, and then the other two people would stuff it with blankets and pillows all the way around it. Your face, everything. You couldn't even breathe in this thing.
Right.
And we would drag the person to the top of the stairs, and we would just flip
Launch them?
just launch
Down
them,
the
bro.
stairs?
Yo, we was launching each other, bro. And the craziest thing is you was in it, and you would feel yourself, but you were so secure in it that you just and then it was over. And then it was over, bro. We was good. We were invincible back in the day.
Yeah, I thought jumping off the coffee table was dangerous.
Yo, I'm talking about when we stuffed these things because they were like big and heavy, and we would stuff them with pillows and blankets, like everyone that we had in the house, and enough so many that parents would get mad at you, but it was just one of those things. That was one of the things that we did when we were bored. Was just that reckless creativity. If you didn't have a video game, that's one of the things we did.
Yeah.
One of the other things I know that we did a lot was when few years down the road, was like burning CDs.
Yeah, you could spend hours burning CDs. Not so much because of all the amount of music, but it took forever to download the songs. It would take forever.
And I got to experience a few years before the CDs came out of recording songs like off the radio on cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, that was the worst.
Yeah.
That was the absolute worst.
It was all about timing, and you only had one chance to do it right.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, the DJ interrupted at the beginning or the end of every song. Because you're recording them off the radio, and people, the DJ, the radio host
Yeah.
would, you know what I mean? They jump in or they talk while the song was starting, and I think they did that because they knew people was out there recording.
Yeah, it was their way of doing a copyright, and
Yeah.
which, whatever, that's fine. But to me, it was still worth recording. It was just the end of the song that's when they would start talking the most. Is when the song's technically supposed to be like fading out or
Yep.
just that good ending,
Yep.
and then here comes the radio host, and he just ruins the whole
Just
thing.
ruined it, bro. Just ruined it. And then, like I said, then we got to move. Then we, a little bit, a few years passed, and CDs came out. Then you were able to burn CDs.
Yeah.
And we thought that when we moved from cassettes to CDs, I thought the struggle was over.
You
But
would think, yeah, because
it was just a totally different set of struggles.
yeah, I mean, because now you don't have to worry about radio DJs and all that. Now you have to worry about how long it's going to take to download a song to put on the CD, and if it's even going to be the song that you wanted to download
Or it would say that it's finished, and then you go to play the CD, and there'd be nothing on it.
at all. That was the
Nothing,
worst,
bro. You'd
That
be
was
like,
the worst.
What is going on?
Yeah.
What is going on?
That
It
was
said
the
you were
worst.
finished,
You spent hours on that, and then you finally be done with it and put it in the CD player. Nothing.
And how about what about how we guarded the CDs once we had one that like every song was good? It was the way we wanted to. We guarded those CDs with our life.
Yeah, because you put in so much work to get it. You don't want nothing to have. That's your baby at that
was
point.
yeah.
It's got nothing but bangers on it.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
We'd sit take time with the Sharpie, sitting there writing all the songs on it, or you just write mixtape 1, mixtape 2, you know,
Yeah.
whatever you would put on it. But we thought we were like producers when we were burning CDs, dude.
I mean, the handwriting on the CD part was always my challenge because I got the handwriting of a toddler. So, I mean, the CD would be full of bangers, but the handwriting would look like somebody just let their kids
It
scribble.
would be it's a BNGRS.
It would be the most squiggly, crooked lettering you would ever see on
That's
the
funny.
CD.
That's funny.
So yeah, that would kind of ruin it for me. But it was all bangers on the CD.
Yeah. And so that was definitely something that we could do to keep off the boredom, to ward off the boredom when we were stuck in the house for a little bit.
Yeah.
Before all of that, when I was a littler kid, I remember what we used to do a lot was, and even as a bigger kid, you started doing the same thing, but just making inventions, or at least what you thought was some type of invention. It was mostly just gathered junk from around the house,
Usually.
put together with tape and glue, you know, and you called it something, and now you had this, bright new invention.
Half of it was broken pieces of toys from other stuff you've already had.
Yeah. I
mean,
that's why we never threw anything away.
Yeah, and honestly, so I guess the inventing things would kind of be something that I remember trying to do here and there. But for me, when we were younger, it was also big on the movie Home Alone. So I was more of the how do I set traps? Because he set traps so good in the movies, he made it look so easy. So you would do the same thing where it's like, oh, I could do that, and you go fill a cup with like half a cup of water and put it on the door, and then you call your sibling or somebody, because you're not gonna call your mom or your dad.
No, absolutely
No.
not.
So you call like your sibling, hey,
Yeah.
come in here real quick, and then like they would just ruin. I don't know how they would, but they would ruin it every time. It would never work.
100%.
It was the worst thing ever. But it took a lot of time to set it up.
And
So.
we did the same things. Like you said, you'd always have to set those things up in a place where you weren't going to get your parents. So you were always setting up booby traps in your own room.
Yeah.
And then trying to lure your siblings into your room.
Yeah, and they weren't stupid.
And they weren't, because they heard you in there being quiet, fiddle-faddling for the past 30 minutes, and then now all of a sudden you want them to come in your room, and you never ask your siblings to come in your room.
Right.
Matter of fact, you tell them to get the fuck out.
Or the fact that they know you just got done watching that movie because they were watching it with you.
I mean, come to think about it, we were like MacGyver in training.
Yeah.
We were definitely like MacGyver in training, but it was really just, like cardboard and tape and hope equals like a 90s engineering degree.
Yeah, it usually was.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like we were always trying to make things happen.
We
Wanted.
We gave it our best effort.
We gave it, and like I said, we thought it was the coolest thing ever back in the day.
Absolutely.
And it was just really because boredom doesn't negotiate.
No.
So it was either just be bored or figure out something to do.
Yeah, and we always found something to do. It might have not been safe.
I mean, you'd even rearrange your room and clean. It was better than just sitting on your bed and doing nothing.
I mean, at that point, I probably would have sat on my bed and did nothing. I'm not gonna clean. I ain't cleaning.
Sit
My
on-
idea
yeah,
of cleaning. Listen, before when I used to clean was shoving everything in my closet. It was so bad to the point where I had a lunch bag in there and it had an old PB&J sandwich in there from like a month ago.
Bro,
And it
it was like an avalanche when you open your closet.
avalanche and that PB&J was in there in a lunch bag and it was smushed. It looked like a bruised sandwich.
He was like, it was an avalanche of gym socks and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Exactly.
That's funny,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, I think that's about all we got for this episode, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, not too much, not too much extra today, but you know, as always with the channel surfing, I think that that's probably one of the best parts of our
Yes.
episodes that we do. Again, if you guys have anything that you want us to give it a go, play it like that we haven't thought of and that you might remember, send it our way. Leave it in the comments.
We'll find it.
Yeah, and again,
I'm sure if it's our level, we'll know what you're talking about when we find it.
Yeah, and trust me, it's not gonna be something where it's gonna take a lot to offend us.
Yeah, we don't get offended.
Yeah, we've seen so many dark clips.
Yeah.
Just we've seen a lot.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot.
And we've been doing a different segment. You know, we've been keeping the headlines and we keeping channel surfing, and we've been switching up the other segments. But if there's any segments that we've done that you guys want to see us do again, let us know in the comments. You know, tag that segment. We've given them all given them all some type of name, so you can tag the segment. Tell us what you want to do with it, what you'd like to see with it, and as always, like, share, follow, subscribe. Help us grow so that we can get out and talk about this with as many people as possible.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. That's it for today.
Links down in the description.
Yes.